What is up, everybody? Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back to Grid Penalty, the Formula One podcast for everybody. Me, you, Jeff, your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, if they're over 18, because I got a filthy mouth. Welcome back. We got a great show for tonight. We're recapping Max Verstappen's classic sim racing meltdown, talking about Frankie Muniz, Malcoming in the middle, 24 hours of Daytona, Saudi Arabia being Saudi Arabia. But first, before we get into the podcast, we got to get to these plugs. Jeff, what you got, Playboy?
Let's get plugged. That is premium energy, Brent. I love it so much.
That was a good intro.
It felt really good. I'm fired up.
I really had to pull away from the microphone a little bit on it. I could see my levels peaking.
It felt really good. Hell yeah, it's good to be here. Let's plug it up. You can find me online on the internet, in the ether, at Jeffrey Tice, GeoFFrey Tice. Probably spelled my name wrong there. I'm thinking about other stuff. But yeah, catch me there. I have some shows coming up.
What the fuck happened? Did your camera fall off?
I had a stroke, and I'm not going to go back. We're moving on, and if you want to find me, you can find me. If not, find whoever I just spelled, whatever name that was.
Jeff Tice.
There is actually another Jeff Tice that I'm friends with on Facebook, a GeoFF Tice, and it's like some Hawaiian dude who also is Mormon who like our emails are close, and I just get his car rentals from like Hawaii and Utah.
Yes.
Yeah,
that guy's kind of living a cool Mormon life, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's out here. It's probably just a double life is what it is.
I support this, to be honest.
Yeah,
I really
multiple
do.
families far enough away. So,
that's legal in their marriage or in their world.
Yeah, follow me or follow the other guy and both his families. Online.
But you're Jeffrey Tice. He's Jeff Tice.
Which is annoying because he doesn't do stand-up comedy and he doesn't want to have any sort of social presence. And I'm like, dude, just give me the handle. Just let me have Jeff Tice. No one calls me Jeffrey. I was like, I'm not in trouble anytime someone opens social media and I'm like, Jeffrey. I'm like, all right.
You're going to have to keep that too if you get like big movies and roles and stuff like that because they're going to be like, well, this is where everything is. And that fucking Mormon from Hawaii owns.
That guy who loves a high-end Corolla rental is definitely going to have to give it up eventually. It's so frustrating. It's really not, but it's fun to be mad. But yeah, other than that, you can follow me there and then catch me. I have some shows coming up. January 27th in Longmont, I'll be headlining the Speakeasy show. And then February 2nd through the 4th, I will be in San Diego, just flip-flops and covered in sand, doing shows in San Diego at the American Comedy Company with the Sklar Brothers, with Randy and Jason. So come through there. And like I said, if you are on the beach in San Diego and you're like, man, these shows are bad, I want to go get some other comedy, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to not hop on a large piece of marine wildlife and fly that to the Jeffco Airport. We did that last week. What you're going to want to do...
You're not going to want to free willy this one.
Yeah, what you're going to want to do is maybe hop on some real trendy roller skates. A lot of people on the boardwalks and a lot of on these little seaside sidewalks I've seen on TikTok. You're going to want to probably just beat someone up, steal their roller skates, and then go all the way up to PCH, go to the Burbank Airport. We're just going to go all the way down there.
Oh, we're going to do that. Not even I thought we were going to go to the Camarillo Airport if we're going up to PCH. Okay.
Nope. We're going
not
all
even Santa
the way.
Monica. We're going to go up and then way over.
And then way over. Yeah. We're going to
long drive.
Just the real, like, the Californians. You want to take the PCH to the 1, to the 210.
You'll see me on the Canyon in my Z3 just cruising around. It's normal shit. Okay.
Just basic California life. You're going to hop on definitely not a Southwest flight. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
and then
close.
You're going to get on there, and then you're going to fly to the Jeffco Municipal Airport in Broomfield, Colorado. You're going to stop by the Blue Sky Bistro, maybe get a sandwich, a very good place at the airport there, turns out. Then hop on your roller skates again down Highway 36 to 29th and Valmont. Do not go to Vacuums R Us. And do not
go
to...
Or the Coyote...
Yeah, what's the other one? Coyote Cleaners? I couldn't think of it.
Car Wash. Coyote Car Wash.
Oh, yeah, the drug mule car wash. Don't go there.
Or the Outback Saloon, which is... You would need a hepatitis shot after you leave.
That actually... I've been to the Outback Saloon way too much, unfortunately. So
it's always a post-show staple.
Yeah, don't go to any of those places because you might die, but where you won't die and where you will find love, laughter, and livelihood is at the Rayback Collective, 7 p.m., Boulder, Colorado, the Boulder Comedy Show every single Sunday. Come and see Brent mostly. I haven't been there in 4 years, but I will be there eventually.
Since your baby was born.
Yeah, and so I'll be there eventually, but come and see Brent, come and see BK Sherrod, come and see George's Comstock. It's the best show. It's awesome. Brent.
10 years this May.
Oh, that's amazing. We'll
a decade.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's good.
Ow.
Where can the good people find you? Let's get you all plugged up.
Well, first of all, I've been plugged since Tuesday, so I'm really I first and foremost, I've said it a bunch. I'll say it again for way too long. My comedy special.
Yes.
It's out there. It's called Live from Philadelphia. It's the first link in my bio on my Instagram, which is @IamBrentGill. And I would love for you to watch it. I'm very proud of it. I shot it up in Philadelphia, if the title didn't clarify that for you.
Shot it in Pueblo, Colorado. Live in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Or you just find it on YouTube at Helium Comedy Studios. You can do that. You can catch me live in Colorado. I got a couple shows. If you happen to be on the border of Colorado and Nebraska, the bustling metropolis of Brush, Colorado, I will be out there in my ostrich boots because
hell yeah, relatable.
Yep. I want to go in there and them not think City Slicker, although they're gonna see like the toe cut of these boots and be like, this bitch ain't ever worked a day in his life, you know. But I'll be like, well, we're dressing up. It's the Valentine's Day weekend, and then they might accept me as one of their own.
Yeah.
But that will be Friday and Saturday, February 10th and 11th, at the Course Cafe and Lounge at Pete's Park.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Good sales pitch by me right there.
Love.
You could hear
Colorado.
You could hear the baffledness in my voice when I was like at the. Oh boy.
Every word was a question mark. You're like, I guess.
This is what I have typed down. I'm pretty sure this is right. And then you can find me at Comedy Works on Valentine's Day, the 14th of February.
Yes.
So when you forget to buy your tickets or something to do with your girlfriend, then you'll hear this again on Monday the 13th, and you'll think, oh, goody gumdrops. We can go watch Brent tell dick jokes to me and my girlfriend. I'm going to keep the dick jokes to a minimum, but
no, you won't. There's
I probably
no way.
won't. You're
There's
right.
no
Yeah,
way.
you're probably right. You're probably right. I'm
And
probably
you
going to
shouldn't.
at least do the hand job joke.
Yeah,
I don't know why I did this.
Yeah,
hand job
double,
joke.
the double.
Like I'm a V8, just like. And then Thursday, February 16th, in theory, I'll be in Venice at my old intern show.
Nice.
I may cancel that because Sweet Baby Gil has a colonoscopy coming up. Yeah.
Nice.
What's up, baby? Come on,
Let's
man.
go, dude.
I'm just excited for the cleanse, to be honest.
Yeah.
And for a good nap. A good medically induced nap.
And just some like 5-second to 10-second farts. Just nonstop.
Yeah. It's not even a fart. It's just.
Yeah. So, I mean, shout out to Wind Tunnel Research and Development. That's what we're getting into. Folks.
We're starting off hot here on the
Silly.
pod. And then you can see me on Friday, February 17th for another High Note comedy at the Skylark Lounge. This time we're bringing in Brittany Carney from New York. Very excited to have her. So,
Sweet.
Shout out to our producer, Kat Orlean. We love her. Sure, she hates filling out tax paperwork. We get it. We all do. And am I calling her out on the podcast? Yes. Is she going to probably edit this out? I don't know. The power's in her hands. So if this is in there, nice.
The way
fill
she'll
up a
get
goddamn
you back,
W-9.
yeah,
Right?
the way she'll get you back is just edit in slurs every time you talk. Everyone's like, oh, Brent's done.
She just deep fakes my voice.
Yeah. I think you underestimate how much power she has. It's
oh boy!
Get him,
so make
Kat,
sure you
get
follow
him.
her at KO Recording. We love you, and thank you for doing what you
You're
do.
the greatest. You're the best.
We'll have some videos coming up soon at Points to Williams, helping
yeah.
us out with those.
Shout out Jan.
And I think that's about it. That's about it. Sklar shows. Let's
That's
talk about
it.
those real quick.
Dude,
the Sklar brothers rip.
they crush so hard. They have a new hour that they're like running, and it's so dense. It's so good. If you have a chance to see them, go see them. They're amazing. They're nicest
two twins.
dudes. Yeah, identical twins if you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I've worked with them for years on multiple projects on their new TV show on the UFC Fight Pass, and then just a bunch of other stuff. But they're the best. And I did 5 shows with them this week at Comedy Works, and 2 of them were sold out, and then everything else was packed. Their fans are just the best.
Aren't they though?
They're so fun. Like their
fans are so great.
Yeah, they're sports adjacent. They're also super smart, and like it's just a really good mix, and it just works really well. So those are fun, but I'm just absolutely annihilated. I went to bed way too late last night, and then up early with the baby, which was cool.
Jeff's not used to being up late for shows. He's used to doing a show, but I got a baby. I'm gonna go now.
That's fine. It's fine. And it's funny because I've always been like that. I've never been the hangout comic.
Now you have an excuse.
But now it's like, all right, later. See you guys. And everyone's like, what are you gonna go home and draw? I'm like, no. But yeah, probably. So,
what are you gonna doodle?
Yeah, chill.
In a children's book?
Yeah.
You creep.
Yeah. Speaking
How's
of my
the release
child,
been?
The release went great. I mentioned it last week, but this week I dropped the 11 Evelyns, which was just a children's book that I made for my daughter. You can get it on Amazon, paperback and hardcover. Just get the paperback. It's literally twice as cheap. It's crazy.
However, if your kid's teething, get them the hardcover. Yeah, then they got it's a 2-for-1.
Brent, you have parental instincts. You know what's up. You know what's going on.
I just knew I loved to chew shit when I was young, and as an adult actually. So not much has changed.
It's way better that you're looking at it through the baby's perspective. You're like, I actually relate closer to the baby. I like to eat stuff. So no, it's so good. The response has been incredible. I originally made it just for her, and I wasn't going to put it out, and then it's like, why not? And so I did, and then the response was awesome. So everyone who's bought it, everyone who's sent pictures of their kids reading it, so cool. Like, I'll start crying, dude. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it, dude.
It wouldn't be the first time I've seen you cry on camera.
That's true.
I saw those Black Hills Energy commercials.
Oh yeah, shout out Black Hills Energy. We're gonna be shooting some more soon.
Are you? You're getting number 2?
Oh yeah, we're doing round 2 in March.
Woo-hoo!
So yeah, I'll be letting you know about your filters real soon. Letting you know that, to be energy efficient, you need to get different bulbs, and so.
What's your character's name? Is like Brian or something?
Mike. Yeah,
Mike. Okay. It's a very generic name.
Jeff adjacent. It's the same name.
We only need 1 syllable. Mike.
Mike.
Hey, I'm Mike. Perfect. Yeah. I believe this man.
What's even funnier is we had to do radio commercials for it, and so I went to the studio and we were recording radio commercials, and the audio engineer was like, "Hey man, it's just the word Mike. You're not even saying the K." I was going Mike. Like I don't say the K because I was talking so fast, and he was like, so I had to do like a few rounds of just going Mike. I felt like such an idiot. I was like, I can't even say the word Mike right. Great, sweet. This is going well.
This is what happens when you go to the wrong schools.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Shout out. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was good.
But you're happy with it. You're good.
Yeah, I'm pumped. It's been great.
That's cool.
It was a good week, but I don't think it was as good as a week as you had. Because what did you get to do?
I've had an interesting week. Last week, if you tuned into the pod, I was on tour with David Spade, and we were out in Wisconsin, talking to the cheeseheads, and he had to get home. Check this out. This is great. He had to get home to interview Brendan Fraser for their podcast.
That's great.
Okay, and so every time that I've flown with David, he flies on what's convenient for him.
Great.
He doesn't have a brand loyalty. He doesn't give a shit about any of that. He's like, what time works for me, and that's what I'm going to fly.
Nice.
We've flown Southwest before. We've flown like United Coach before. I mean, it doesn't matter. He won't do like a Spirit, but like if it works for the times, right?
That's
so
great.
He had to get back for the Brendan Fraser interview. And he's like, let's just get back early. So he books a private jet, which I told y'all about. We're flying up. We flew, but now I've flown on the plane. And let me tell you, Jeff, it was everything I wanted it to be.
That is awesome.
It was incredible because so when you fly enough, you know that like the rigmarole of the airport is the worst part, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And we literally pull up in the Suburban 13 feet away from the plane.
Damn.
They unload our shit. I took a picture.
Yeah.
I got on the plane and we were in the air like 13 minutes later.
Oh my God.
I mean, it was awesome. Also, it was funny because my neighbor is a stewardess for private planes.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what to expect, but I did kind of expect that. I thought everyone had a stewardess. That's not true. This was only a 6-person plane, so it's kind of small.
Yeah.
Small 6-person with
Yeah.
a couch. I forgot to say that. But the pilot was the steward.
Oh, funny.
So
Wait.
so like yeah. So
Did they walk back? Did
so
I just imagine
they didn't leave, but
so funny.
so there's 2 pilots, of course, and at one point I'm like sitting up there getting like a drink, and the pilot just turns around. He goes, "What you need?" And I'm like, "You to fly the plane.
Hey man,
I can figure this. I can figure this out from here. I'm good at this part.
I need you to turn around." Yeah, for sure.
And then at one point, I like look back, and the pilot's just standing in front of the microwave heating up a sandwich. I'm like, "What? Fly the plane? What are you doing?"
Hey man, get back in the chair, please. It's not a lot. Like, there's not a lot of jobs out there that you feel entitled to be like, "Hey man, do your job." That's the one time when you're 30,000 feet in the air and they're making sure you're alive. That's when you go like, "Hey man, can the ham and cheese wait? Can it wait 2 more hours?" That's so funny. Yeah.
It was great. Yeah. But it was also funny because we like I apparently sometimes they'll tack on like a fuel bill.
Right. That makes sense.
Because what I noticed immediately was takeoff speed felt so much faster. It felt like this guy was just gunning it. He was like, "All right, we're going."
He's like, "I'm hungry. I got to microwave this. I got to get up to cruising altitude.
I got this hot pocket I got to get in me." And so it felt like we were going way faster. And when like you don't have a company that's like having to be on the hook for gas, and it goes to the client, they're like, "Yeah, whatever. Just use as much as you want. Who cares? It's fine.
Gun it, dude." That's hilarious.
But it was fun.
That's so cool.
We worked on some questions for them to ask because he's, like it was me, Bobby, John Farley, and Spade.
Nice.
And we worked on some stuff for the podcast.
Yeah, because his new movie came out, right? The Whale. It's like getting a ton of great press and reviews and.
Depressing as fuck.
Oh, great.
Bro.
Perfect.
Oh,
I will never watch it. That's just not for me.
I hate sad movies, dude. I don't want to watch a sad. It took Spade like 3 tries to get through it. It was so sad. And he only had like 48 hours to watch it because it was like a 4-year consideration type link.
Yeah.
And he's explaining it to us. I'm like, "There's no way I'm gonna watch. You might as well tell me how it ends because I'm never gonna watch this.
I would
this
Wikipedia
is so sad.
so fast. Yeah, not a
and
chance.
because he's a fatty in the movie, his PR people and like the PR people for the movie won't let Spade or Carvey talk about like you can't say morbidly obese.
Yeah, you have to talk around.
It's like it's like cholesterol-y challenged. No, but it was a bunch of weird like phrasing that we had to say.
PR angles.
Very weird.
Totally.
But
dude, that's awesome, man. That's I'm pumped for you that you got to do that.
That was cool.
So cool.
And then I came home 2 days later. My race car's ready to go.
Yes.
So I've been driving that around in the snow like a fucking moron, dude. It's so stupid. They put on snow tires on the back of my car, but they're on these little tiny wheels. So like my normal wheels are 11 inches wide, each of them.
Yeah.
These are 8, I think. So they sit so far in my car, like in the wheel. It looks ridiculous. It looks like It looks like I'm white trash.
Yeah,
and this is the car I've had. I bought this car new in '98, and this is the one I still have. So, but it's been fun, man. It's been fun ripping around that thing. Of course, first thing I did was rip some burnouts, some donuts. It was pretty cool. I realized this when I'm doing donuts, I don't breathe.
Oh, fun. That's probably
I'm so scared
safe.
of like crashing my car or like wrecking someone else's property that I don't breathe. However, when I'm in the passenger, it's just like, yeah! And then when I'm driving, it's just, I'm just dead quiet. And my buddy who was in the car with me, he goes, "Wow, you really don't breathe, do you? You're loud. You're as loud as it gets when we're doing it, and then when you're going, you are just dead silent. And I'm done. I'm like,
next time you're doing donuts with a buddy, you should just start making a ham and cheese mid donut and be like, hey, listen, I saw this done the other day. I know your life is in my hands, but. Same feeling.
I know how this works. It's okay. We're on autopilot. We're on auto donut.
It's fine. It's fine. And then charge him for gas. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's good. It's easy.
Oh, by the way, this was $9 a gallon. I'm sorry. This is 9 miles a gallon. We used at least 3 gallons doing this. So.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So it's been fun.
Dude.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm still terrible at sim racing. You know, that hasn't changed.
Good.
I've been trying. I'm getting better at Formula One. Like I am. Here's what's frustrating about it is there's no instructional. Like you would think the game would be like, all right, let's practice.
Yeah.
Let's practice braking. Let's get you but they're like, no, just do time trials. Just do some practice runs. You'll figure it out.
Just do 100 million laps. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just as bad now as I was then. Can you teach me something, please? Don't send me to YouTube how to be a better sim racer because that's embarrassing and I have done it. And,
I mean, that's fine. You can be I want to see some crazy rants this week. We talked about sim racing last week a little bit, and Max's setup
fucking
is
Megatron
hilarious.
Setup, yeah.
So then a little update on that story, just real quick, was so fun. It's even in the off season, we still get Max rants, and it made me so happy because he was on his sim racing. He was doing the virtual Le Mans tour, like the big event, and I guess he's been training for this, which you find out in the rant. Just Google Verstappen virtual Le Mans rant, because I guess he kept getting disconnected from the game. He was like leading the race and then got disconnected. I think Michael Massey showed up and was like, "I'll get you back," and turned off the connection. But the servers must have been overloaded. Just a complete PR nightmare for that event
for iRacing.
Yeah, because then you just see classic Max, just laying in his sim chair, arms crossed, pouting, and he's just like, honestly, I can't do a Max impression. He's like, honestly,
you have to lisp a little bit.
Yeah. It's like, honestly, this is. He kept calling it a clown show. And he's like, and then he started encouraging everyone to uninstall the game. It went from like, I'm unhappy, this sucks, like, man, I hope they figure it out, to like, this game's trash, what a bunch of clowns, uninstall.
Everyone sell your rigs, this is bullshit. That's like me in fucking Albuquerque when I got diverted there, and I was like, you know what? No one flies Southwest anymore. I know we're all trapped here, but no, let's stand up against it.
Just rallying the troops against it made me so happy. I just was like, yes, we do have 6 weeks until the 2023 season starts, but we're still
get him full board.
A little preview of Max firing up. So that was a fun little thing. But yeah, we're still in the dog days, still trying to like find other race things to watch. I don't know.
There's some. I mean, so it's coming up fast. What is it? March. When's the first one? March.
End of March.
Is it the end of March? Okay. I should have looked this up. But
I haven't seen it either. Yeah.
It's coming up so fast, and I'm so excited for it because all like the internet right now is just regurgitating the same content just over and over. Yes. And I don't know. I love Seb Vettel, but I don't know how many more highlight reels of the best quips from some Seb Vettel I can watch anymore. I've seen them all. He asked chicks out through the media. I get it. It's great.
Hilarious.
I've seen it 19 times. Let's get some more shit going. So this downtime is killing us, but some funny news, I think it's funny, is Frankie Muniz, the star of Malcom in the Middle. It's confirmed that he is, in fact, Agent Cody Banks. He is, in fact, going to race in NASCAR.
Dude, I love that.
Right? I mean, 37 years old, and he's like, all right, I'm in.
Agent Cody Banked turns. All right, folks. Malcom in the middle seat. We got so many. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So he is he's going to be a full-time driver in the ARCA Minard series, which is like the low-level feeder series to NASCAR. So he's still
got
driving stock car stuff. However, I think this might be the same series that John Christ sponsors his car in.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try to reach out to John and see
Yeah.
if this is true, and then we'll all go.
Super fun.
Yeah, we'll all try to
We got to
hang
make
out there.
Malcolm in the Middle merch with like with the car. I'm sure that's like the perfect merch opportunity to get.
It's gonna be so perfect.
Frankie Muniz NASCAR. Like Chris has amazing merch for his
for his
team.
NASCAR
like,
thing.
That
It does.
classic NASCAR style. Like that's the best. I love that stuff so much.
I like that font. It is so classically NASCAR.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Multiple shots of the the
car
in different angles. It's the best. It's like
sunset in the background, even though you're not in a place that gets good sunsets. There's mountains. It's like, wait, we're in Iowa.
Interesting. Yeah, in Fontana. It's like, all right.
Yeah, but he said he's wanted to do this his entire life, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I didn't know that he was a racer. So what I knew about Frank Muniz, old Frank Senior,
Frank's in a blanket.
He took all of his Malcolm in the Middle money and invested it in like real estate and is
nice.
set because he invested it back in the early 2000s. So dude's murdering right now. And he has done a bunch of races already. He had done where's it at? He had done he drove the pace car for the 2001 Daytona 500.
Nice.
Which was was the fall of Dale Earnhardt. It was that one.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's off to a good start.
Yeah.
And then in 2004, he competed in the Toyota Pro and Celebrity race in Long Beach. Nice. And then he's also raced in a Formula BMW series as well as the Champ Car Atlantic series. So, but when he was trying to do he got in a wreck in 2009. Broke his back, broke his ankle, and had a pin inserted in his wrist after the crash.
God.
Big wreck.
Whoa.
Yeah. Turns out you can't act your way out of a crash. So that was the last of his full seasons, and then he got an opportunity to be the drummer of Kingsfoil, which is like a band. So he toured with Kingsfoil as a band.
Dude, that's insane.
And then he got married. Then in 2021 has a kid. 2021 as a kid, 2022 is like, oof, big mistake. Yeah. I need to get back on a racetrack.
I need to almost, get an inch with an inch of my life. I need to start racing again. I love to see the arc of his life versus Bryan Cranston's life from Malcolm in the Middle. Like to go off and just invest all your money, which I'm sure obviously Bryan Cranston is doing, but then just be like, I'm good. I'm not going to act in anything. I'm going to go race cars, have a family. And then Bryan Cranston's like, I'm going to put the pedal to the floor on my acting career. I'm going to go be in Breaking Bad, one of the greatest television series of all time. Yeah. It just is so funny, the mindset of two people who started or wherever were like so famous from that one iconic show.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, that's awesome.
And it's funny because I didn't think that, I forgot that Cranston was in that until you mentioned that. And he was
so
the dad.
crazy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then he was the dad. See, that's the thing. When you look like us, all right?
Yes.
I could be the epic dad role. I could sell meth, dude, for sure. Could for sure
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I could be the older brother. I could be the mean older brother. It's fine.
Do you think so? He's driving for Rhett Jones, whatever it is. It's Rhett Jones Racing. Yeah. Do you think this is like? What do you think about this? Do you think this is going to encourage like not like Jake Paul type people to like start racing, or do you think this is truly just like a passion for him? Do you think people hate him? Because people were dicks when Kimi Räikkönen decided to come in.
Yeah, I think it's a different thing. Kimi was coming from I think the F1 stigma coming over. It's almost like he's like, not that Kimi thought that had this attitude, but I think
he doesn't have any attitude. He's Stonehenge.
He's
when
literally
it comes
like,
to
I've never talked in my life. Totally. I think it was a little bit more of like the media being like, he's this F1 champion I guess I'll try this NASCAR thing.
Okay, all right.
He doesn't think that way. That wasn't the air he was giving
But that's
off.
how they made it seem.
But yeah, I think it was an easy storyline to create. It's kind of like the Talladega Nights with Sacha Baron Cohen, like the European F1 champion showing up and being like, I'll show these hicks how to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think they're a little defensive of that, which rightfully so. In the Frankie Muniz situation, I think they're probably more excited. Especially, I would be excited if I was a driver in that series, in the Menard series.
For the attention, yeah.
Because now you have a famous person who clearly loves it. That's not something you're like, hey man, I'm just doing this for the money. Like you're not showing
I have all the money in the world. I bought this car. This is my vehicle. Like
that's it.
Shit like that. Yeah.
He's like, I invested my money in real estate. I am losing money on this team for sure. And so
I had to sell a commercial building to do this. So
yeah. He's like, I gentrified 3 neighborhoods, unfortunately, just to get this car. You're like, all right, that's a little too much. That's a little too much, Frankie.
Sponsored by whitewashing.
By hip coffee shops that no one asked for. You're like, sweet, dude.
Sponsored by Pablo's Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. By Cortados. You're like, get out of here. So I think it's more of a situation where hopefully I think it'll bolster the image and people will be into it. It's just I bet they're pumped about it. It doesn't seem like he's coming in with any sort of attitude. He clearly loves the sport, and that will probably show. I don't know. Maybe he is like, I'm better than all these idiots. But if he's able to get to NASCAR, that will be so fun.
Whoa, right?
That will be so fun because it's close, right? I think it's only is it one series away?
It's a couple it's like I think it's like 2 series away.
Okay.
I didn't look that far into it. It says
I wonder.
It says it's a low level feeder series, so I wouldn't think it's like the double A or the triple A's. But,
yeah, interesting. So that's fun, man. I love that.
He seems going into it. He seems pretty level-headed about it.
Yeah.
In that, like, I know I'm 37 and this is old for getting into this, but I want to prove to myself. I want to prove. And he said when I had my kid, he went through this like existential. Who am I? What am I? What do I?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? What? I think. Yeah. I mean, granted, when you're a child star, good point. Like, you don't know who you are because everyone told you who you are, and then you made a living off of playing make believe.
Yeah, people literally call you Malcolm in the Middle, and your name is Frankie Muniz. Like that's your life now. Like you're just
holy
that
shit,
forever.
Malcolm's here.
Exactly.
He's Stifler of TV.
That's
basically
Shawn Michael Scott. That's exactly it. That's exactly
Sean William Scott.
See, I don't even know his real name. I just go Stifler. Not even know. I'm just like that guy. It's exactly perfect point.
His best role was definitely Walking Tall. Was it Walk Tall with The Rock?
See, we don't even know.
With The Rock.
We don't even
know.
Yeah.
So,
Walking Tall.
He'll always be Stifler and he'll always be Malcolm. But I wish him luck. I think it's going to be fun to watch. It's also going to bring, as you said, attention to it because I'm going to seek this out. I'm going to try and find his races and see how he does.
Yep.
His very first race is going to be Daytona. On February 18th. So it's coming up soon.
That's awesome. Before that, I was talking, shout out to 2 weeks in a row, Kevin Owens, the great Kevin Owens, which I didn't mention. He's also like basically a professional soccer player. He's the greatest. He's going to hate that I said that, but that's how I met him. He rules. But yeah, Kevin was telling me, speaking of Daytona, the 24 hours of Daytona, the Rolex Daytona 24 is coming up January 28th and 9th. So if you want to watch some other style of racing, it's obviously the full 24 hours, the endurance style racing, and it's all different classes. I was looking it up. Kevin sent me some cool videos of it, and what was the most interesting to me and what sounds exciting is I want to go to this eventually. Maybe next year we can go, only because we always talk about the experience of F1 and going to the race and how exhausting it can be and the logistics and all that stuff, and then also just access. Kevin was saying like the garages, you can go up to the garages, you can see the cars, you can talk to the drivers. It's just like a 3 or 4 day party. But also if you really love racing in the cars, you can get way closer to that and find out way more. F1 is like beyond arm's reach away. Like everything is, you can't get close to anything without spending.
Unless you have 5 figures you're willing to spend.
Yeah. Or 400 figures if you want to do it in Vegas. It's impossible. You can't afford it. So
for the low price of $7,000 each, we can get 92 people in this 2-bedroom penthouse, and we can we're on the strip.
Yep. I saw one last week that it was a $64,000 package and breakfast wasn't included in your stay. I was like, dude, God
that's
damn
the
it.
ultimate fuck you. It's
Yeah.
like, well, do you have Hilton Rewards?
Yeah.
Because if you had Hilton Rewards, that'd be free. But
we can
if
get
not,
you the continental. We can get you a stale bagel with some weird, jelly. But $64,000
leftover bagels from yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, it cracked me up. And
That's
so,
crazy.
yeah, man. And speaking of amenities, the other part about the 24 Hours of Daytona that made me get excited, which is so stupid, but it was one of the biggest pain points because I'm a little baby at the F1 races, is on the website, it says the campground at Daytona will have free Wi-Fi brought to you by Geico. So Geico's like, we know these motherfuckers want to be on their phones and they need updates on the races. Give them free Wi-Fi. And I was like, dude, yes, I would go just because it has
That's
free
worth
Wi-Fi.
the price of admission for Jeff right
Dude,
there.
seriously. It's like if I can scroll Instagram and get my race results in real time, that's all I wanted at the F1 race. Because especially in COTA, you're out in the middle of nowhere, Texas, and I was like...
And everyone's on the networks.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just getting throttled by LTE. I was like, I'm going to just freak out right now.
The pro tip for our fans that do go to these races, turn off your data. Like turn off cellular data. Or like iMessaging, turn that off.
Yeah.
And then everything goes through green because your SMS messages, I had no problems texting people through
that's
SMS.
great. Nice.
So turning that off was a huge thing. Now you can't search the web, but you can't surf the web anyway because there's 400,000 people on the same AT&T tower.
Yeah, one dude's hotspot by like turn 4. Everyone's just like on Rick's iPhone 4.
Yeah.
You're like, great, this is fun.
Yeah. Dude, these 24-hour races are insane because it's like it's so many things it's testing. It's an endurance race for the drivers because I think it's like 4 on, 4 off, or like 8 on, 2 off, or something like that. It's like you have a couple different drivers you cycle through. But imagine having to be that like mentally focused for that many hours straight, and then you only get a couple hours off, and you're just you got to be so fried or so like in the moment. I mean, you look at Sergio when he accidentally over throttled at Monaco, totally not on purpose.
Yeah,
and it's just the slight little I lost train of thought. Whoops, I'm P1. Isn't that wild?
Whoops.
It was an accident.
It was an accident, and also it just made me think. We haven't done this in a while. I love Sergio.
He's the best.
All my Mexican friends. I love.
Oh,
shout out Bernie,
Mexican
Pablo,
friends!
Miguel, Ana, Emilia, Chris, Johnny, DJ, Martin, Jimena, Oscar, aka Chumpy, Javier, Sites, Ana, Ivan, Bruno, Jose, aka Pepe, aka Precioso, and Drew. Shout out Drew. Oh, that made me so happy. But yeah.
We haven't hollered them out anyway.
I totally
It must suck to be on a team that everyone hates now. Like every time I think of Red Bull, and granted Red Bull's on top, so that definitely helps. But every time I think of Red Bull, I just automatically am like, yeah, fuck y'all.
They had every opportunity to. Max just blew it.
He blew it so hard for their whole team.
They could have just rode into the sunset and been a PR dream, and then he's just like, I'm a child.
I told you why I'm not going to let him go through, and I stand by it.
We went over this. It's like, all right, man.
If you have a problem, call my daddy.
Uninstall the game. You're like, okay, all right, man. All right. So, yeah.
Uninstall the driver out of that car. I'm done with him.
I'm done. I'm done. So.
But it's also this endurance race for the car, too, because 24 hours of running your car that hard, I mean, that's brutal on a car.
Yeah.
Crazy. A Formula One car can barely last an hour and a half. So,
and if you're in a Ferrari, a lap and a half. So
at best, So it's cool to see that, and I also do love because a lot of the 24-hour races do this where they have multiple classes in there, and I do love that because it's you got to be such a psychopath to want to do that.
Yeah,
that
totally.
It's like, anybody who wants to do this, come on in.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh, interesting. You said a psychopath wants to do endurance? Oh, interesting. That's what Max wants to do when he's done with F1. Fascinating.
With his off time. In his off time, he's doing endurance racing digitally.
Yeah.
What a nerd.
Yeah.
Says the guy who just spent $1,000 on a sim rig. Never mind. That I'm terribly bad at.
You'll get better. It's all about the hours. Hours in the sim.
That's right.
So That's awesome.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be fun to watch for sure. I would be curious. It'd be fun to see an open wheel, like an IndyCar 24. Or like like it'd just be kind of cool to see something in that or even like a 12-hour race, just to see like the true endurance of these motors.
Yeah.
If they like, we have all these sprint races, what if we had one, like a bonus race?
One marathon.
Just one marathon race that, I think that'd be great. There's like 4 cars that make it.
Yeah. It's just, they just do it out in the desert in the Middle East. Just out there, like, just go forever. Just come back and see if your car makes it back. Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you think you can battle this heat or the bombings? I don't know. Are
Dodge
you
the
a
missiles.
woman? You're good luck.
Jimmy Chadwick, out of here. Gone.
Out. Get out. Yeah. All those fucking I don't even want to say how many drivers I follow that are attractive ladies.
Yeah.
I do follow a lot of race car drivers that are not men.
George Russell. Just kidding. That's rude. He doesn't deserve that at all. He didn't deserve that. Easy joke.
He does.
Low-hanging fruit. Easy
that
joke.
video still, by the way, where I'm making fun of George Russell.
Yeah.
Painfully is my most popular video.
That's the best.
It's like 220,000 views and like 9,000 likes. And I'm like, I'm not even telling jokes in this fucking video. I'm calling him a goober, and everyone's like, I love that word.
I believe it. Yeah, that's so good. Speaking of goobers, shout out to Saudi Arabia.
Come on, let's go. Fucking Live Tour 2023.
God, I had no. So this week it came out. They want to buy F1. Is that what the story is?
Yeah. So Bloomberg put up this article, and if you do watch any of my jokes, you know that I read Bloomberg often. And by read Bloomberg, I read the headlines, and then it says, "Do you want to subscribe?" Yep. And I go, "I think I got the point. Yeah. I'm going to Google this elsewhere to a publication that has subscribed to Bloomberg, so then they can tell me what Bloomberg's told everybody," which is exactly what happened. Perfect. So, according to Bloomberg, through this other article on frontofficesports.com.
Wow, paying the bills. They're
paying the bills. Yeah. Saudi Arabia, the Public Investment Fund, which is like, it's the country's sovereign wealth fund. It's got $620 billion in it.
Dude.
And they wanted, so they also own the Live Tour, the Live Golf Tour, which is what is like the competition to PGA right now, and everyone's up in arms about it.
Up in arms deals about it. Yep. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry. Just easy puns.
They also, I'm screenshotting the shit out of these, by the way. We're gonna do some clips. And then they own the Live Tour. They own the Premier League, or Team Newcastle, something like that. I don't know this. Okay, great.
There's so much Middle Eastern money in the Premier League, but yes, Saudi specifically. Yeah, a lot of the airlines like Emirates and Dubai, like a lot of that stuff are on Premier League. A lot of Middle Eastern entities own groups of the Premier League team. So that's a big connection.
When are they going to start investing in cricket?
Oh, they totally are. They're in there. No, those are all Indian companies. All the Indian companies.
Oh, okay. Oh, and they hate
cricket.
each other. Yeah.
All Indian. And then also the WWE. So
they apparently just bought the WWE. What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't like wrestling. Now I like it, dude. I'm super pro Saudi wrestling. It's so weird to think about, but yeah, they bought the WWE, and I guess like wrestling fans are pretty upset about it, mostly because
they're gonna lose all the hot.
The women are gone. They're gone.
Not allowed. Sorry.
Shut it down. They don't let them drive in their country. They're not going to let them wear nothing on their product on TV.
What if, now hear me out. What if Saudi Arabia is, what if they're going to change their ways?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if this is like the renaissance of Saudi Arabia, and someone in like the PR team of Saudi Arabia's, public investment fund is like, all right, guys, hear me out. Look, I know we hate them.
It's just a slideshow. It's like,
click. Look at how hot these chicks are.
Yeah, guys, click. Have you heard of women? Click. And everyone's like, we don't talk about that here. You're like, click. You're like, what about rights? And they're like, no. Next slide. You're like, what about our public image to the world? They click, next slide. No.
Still don't care. Next one. All right. Slide like, 19. All right. How about this one? I don't know.
More money? And they're like, yes. Now we're talking.
Here we go.
Promote this guy. Yeah.
So Saudi Arabia wanted to buy F1 from Liberty Media for $20 billion. Liberty Media bought it for $4.4 billion in 2017.
My God.
So I don't know. So if you look at the time frame, though, think about when Drive to Survive started coming out.
Yeah.
Not much longer after that.
Yeah.
So it almost makes me wonder if like Liberty Media almost like maybe were in, because I can't.
Oh.
I know that Netflix had to get the permission of Liberty Media to do this. I wonder
No.
if they were in cahoots with this big explosion.
Absolutely. We could do a whole episode on Liberty Media.
Really?
They are absolutely, if not the most major, the biggest reason that F1 exploded in the United States. So Liberty Media. Oh, absolutely. So they changed. A few major things changed. A lot of it was social media access and like the way the drivers use social media and that model. It also in tandem with people like Lando, who came in already doing vlogs, already pushing social, already having Twitch as a huge part of his brand and just like his image. But then Liberty Media really rolled that into Drive to Survive and then opening up the way that the media was allowed access in. And that changed everything. As soon as people understood, but prior to this, they just kind of were, you didn't know who these drivers were. You didn't know these storylines. You didn't know who Christian Horner was unless you were super into the sport. You had no idea these guys were basically soap operas. You didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
Those stories weren't being told. Liberty Media is absolutely responsible for making all that visible to specifically the United States, but telling that story in Netflix and the world. Yeah, Liberty Media, that's the reason. They flipped it.
Where are they based out of? Is that like a UK company?
Parker, Colorado. I know. I think they're global. I don't know where their headquarters, but they definitely do have offices in Parker, Colorado. That's like the only reason.
Oh, do they really?
You can drive by it on the way to Parker. It's off to the side. There's a Liberty Media building, but I don't know where they're actually from.
Dude, they also own the Braves.
Oh, weird. So maybe Atlanta? Yeah. They might be Atlanta-based. There's so much media there.
Oh, yeah, like CNN and all that shit.
Yeah, all the studios and TV is in Atlanta.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you know what this means. Look it up, Gilly. Look it up. That's a nice reference to Comedy Bang Bang.
A little.
Liberty Media headquarters.
My guess is I'm going to say they're in Parker, Colorado. It's a bad guess, but I'm saying it's Parker, Colorado. Is it Parker, Colorado?
This can't be right.
Did I nail it?
This can't be right.
The building's huge.
It's not Parker. It's Inglewood.
Hilarious.
Which might... What?
So funny.
That can't be right.
Let's get him on the pod. Let's get a random person who works at the Inglewood office on the pod. Just a guy.
Wow. They own Sirius XM too?
Never heard of it.
Holy fuck. They own Sirius XM, Formula One Group, and Braves Group.
Damn.
Is like their three big tracking stocks. Wow. Damn. They're based in Colorado. Sponsor us, Liberty Media. Sponsor us.
Hilarious. We'll be at your offices asking for sponsorship.
We should hit up fucking Liberty Media and be like, hey, look, we're a Colorado-based Formula One podcast.
As one homegrown local company to another.
Look, we're pretty much the same. We're pretty much the same.
Similar.
I'm glad they didn't sell. Because that leads us to our Mazzy, Saudi Arabia. Fuck y'all. Stay out of our sports. All right, keep your dirty oil fucking I murder people and women money out of our sports.
Grid penalty. Banned in Saudi Arabia for sure.
I was gonna say. Now that being said, if y'all want to sponsor us, no.
Yeah.
But real question: Would you take sponsorship money from a Saudi Arabian company? Yeah. We're live. Yeah. We're pre-recorded, so this can be edited out.
I would too. I can't say yes fast enough. It's crazy to think that it's so funny to think that they're worse than any other major corporation, country. They get a lot of bad press for the human rights side of things, but not to get political.
But GE has good PR, so they can hide it.
We know how the world works. Propaganda on all different fronts goes all different ways. If you want to call it out for one way but not the other, that's fine. Either way, over 600 billion, cut the check, bro. Send it. Send me the check, MBS. I want it right now. So
send me 0.1% of that. 0.1%. I'm fine.
I'm not going to sit on some moral high horse and be like, absolutely not. No, yes, dude. Yes.
Isn't that wild that money just is that loud?
Yeah.
Right?
The world.
everyone is like, it's all right.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's disgusting.
It's not that bad. Yeah.
It's how
Maybe
we live.
we're the Mazzy. Maybe.
Honestly,
maybe
that
we
answer
should
counts
be-
as the Mazzy. This existential self-reflection of like, it's that meme. Are we the baddies? It's like,
No, we
Yep.
blew it.
That counts. No, it did have to happen. We had to be the
We-
Mazzy at least once.
We lose 40% of our subs after this. It's like, but then all of a sudden we gain 5,000 new listeners. It's like,
All-
you know
all
what?
in-
Finally, someone starts to get it.
All in Saudi Arabia. They're all like, the revolution has begun.
Viva la revolution.
Yeah. So I love that we pitched Liberty Media to sponsor us, and then immediately we're just like, the Saudi government is bad. That's probably
We're gonna have
good.
to wait for an extra episode buffer before we send our
For-
pod to them.
for the HR to run through. Like, these guys sound good.
Just don't listen to the most recent episode.
Yeah.
But other than that, you
Yeah.
can listen to every one of them.
It's
It's
just
great.
silly. We're just having a silly good time. That's it. Oh, it's fun.
Oh man, well Jeff, that was fun, man. It was good hanging out with
The
you
blessed.
as always. As
Yeah.
always, listeners, thank you guys for hanging out with us as well. Happy Monday, or Tuesday, or whenever you're listening to this. I hope, as always, hope you have a great week. The season's coming up soon. You're not gonna have to hear about me on private jets anymore. I'm gonna tell you, but you're not gonna have to.
Absolutely.
I also found out how much that shit costs, and
I can't imagine.
whoa,
Yeah.
it's like almost a teacher's salary.
That's-
It's insane.
Again, a bummer, but fun.
I saw a sign when we were leaving the Van Nuys Airport that said, it said L.A. to Hawaii. I don't know if it said round trip or not. I'm gonna assume round trip.
Yep.
On a Gulfstream, which is not what we were on. That's like
Yeah.
the nice ones. Starting at $55,000.
Damn, dude, that's just a different, That's
And
a
you know if
different
they're
world.
starting that, you're getting a fucking fuel bill on top of that. That's
Yeah.
a $60,000 to $70,000 round trip. I mean, think of
Yeah.
the vacation you could take for
Oh.
$5,000.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
just the flight.
like, yeah,
60
yeah,
is the
no,
flight.
60,000. I meant five, like 10% of that. Think
Yeah.
of the vacation you could
That's
take
crazy.
through coach. Anyway,
Insane.
we'll be there one day.
We'll be there.
And then I'm gonna be so pompous, dude. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna have, fuck a turquoise ring. I'm gonna have a diamond pinky
Diamond
ring,
ring,
just
yep.
fucking, and I'm gonna
it's
pick my teeth.
Sponsored
all
by
the time.
Liberty Media. It's got it engraved on it.
Yeah. LMG, baby, Liberty Media Group, bitch.
Inglewood, Colorado.
All right, everybody. Happy weekend. Follow us. Follow Jeff Tice at Jeffrey Tice, GeoffreyTice. Follow me at I am Brent Gill. Watch my special live from Philadelphia. Follow Kat Orlean at KO Recording. Our video person, Jan at Points and Williams. And that's it, everyone. We love you. Hope to see you next week.
You're the best.
Give us a review. Share it with your friends.
Please.
And let's go, Frankie.
Woo!
This is going to be the new Frankie Muniz podcast. We're
That's
going to do
it.
updates on,
Yep.
on old Frank Muniz every
I-
time. But we're
I
going to
can't
call him
wait.
Frank
Yeah.
because he's 37 and a father. He's Malcom at the leader. Okay, that's done. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.